Yes, today is also another day the Lord has made. ANKY TV, we are back, and today is another day. Today is the 10th of July, and today we are in the kitchen again. Happiness, work and happiness, don't forget, because all that we have got, the Lord who is so good to us has given us time, and He has given us life. So for us, it's not about teaching how to make soup or food and that sort of thing, but we also have a message and we have an education. Sometimes it's really painful that I in particular wanted the youth to see or to hear these messages that I have. But the youth, this is not where their attention is. They have something very different. But you know what? Life goes on. Maybe one day, one of them maybe this will pop up somewhere, and then they will see the message that I have got. In this world, we haven't got anything than time and the life that God has given us. And most of the time, my question is, what are you using your time for? What are you using your life for? Is it for encouraging someone? Or is it for, fun? All is good. But, this world has a lot. And how are we exploiting it? How are we exploiting it? This morning, we're going to learn how to make light soup. And light soup, Ghanaians, we call it nkrakra. And light soup, normally we make it from, tomatoes and then some pepper, just to make it hot, That is what we use, the tomatoes and then the tomatoes and ginger and all the goodies, Sometimes you need to have a good ingredients, which are very good and also very useful for your health. Like garlic is very good. According to sources, garlic is like an antibiotic. And then we have also like tomatoes, Tomatoes are also very good. We have onions, and then we have ginger. And all this is something good. Ginger is good for inflammation. And then we have hot pepper, the Jamaican one. It's also very good. And so if all these ingredients come together, I call it that eat your food as medicine. Don't eat your medicine as food. Why? Because the food that you eat contains all the ingredients and all the nutrients that you need for life. So you need not to eat any junk food so much. Yeah, sometimes you cannot neglect everything, but then sometimes you need to know what you're cooking. So today we are going to make a ponche krakra. That is how Ghanaians call it. And we call it light soup. We call it light soup not because of the light, the electricity we see here. No. But the texture or the texture is very light. And also, when you see the soup, you can see that it's light. It's not this light that we're talking about. Today what we're going to use is goat meat. Goat meat. And that is what Ghanaians call it aponche. And so aponche krakra. So now we get all our ingredients. They are all clean and it's going to be ready for cooking. So, because of time, I'm going to pause a little bit and then we'll continue from there. So we're going to have a ponche cracker. It's light soup and it goes with everything. You can eat it with keke, you can eat it with fufu, you can eat it with ampesi, you can eat it with rice. You know, all the ingredients comes there. Today we're going to have the goat, and it's going to be mixed with dry fish, which makes it tasty, and it makes it, you know, it gives it a little bit of a flavor. So stay with me, and then let's see what comes next. So I'm going to pause a little bit, and then we will see what we're going to do next. Okay, now we're going to continue. Like I said, you know, these are our ingredients. And today the soup is light soup. The texture is light. And then it's kind of like, you know, mix something. We have the fish here that we say this is nkontroa. It's a fish that has curved. So because of that, we call it nkontroa in Ghanaian language. And then, you know, with the nkontroa, and we're going to also add, you know, mackerel. Mackerel, geisha people call it. And then this is African queen. African queen. It tastes so nice. And then there is tomatoes also inside. Now, but all together, it makes a very nice, good taste. So, we're going to put our tomatoes and everything. It has been washed. We're going to put everything together in the seasoning goat meat. The goat meat here. The goat meat is a little bit tough. So if you put all these fish inside at the same time, you're not going to see the fish. But at least you got to get some of the fish meat to chew, you know. So this one has been cooked for some time. And so now what I'm going to do is the pepper and all this, I'm going to add it to the seasoning goat meat so that I'll blend it afterwards. So I'll just cut it in two because I want it to be faster, you know. This shouldn't take us more than an hour to get the soup ready, you know. Then, like I said, it will go with anything, you know. So I'll put it inside here, my tomatoes, to at least make it soft for the blender, so that when I blend it, everything will come cool, you know. So, it's a tomatoes based soup, you know, and then I'll add some of my onions also to it. Okay, now this pepper and things like that, you know, I need the flavor and also the way, you know, the ginger and everything is. So sometimes we cook that one differently, but then because if you cook it more, you lost some of, or you lose some of the taste or the flavor. So sometimes you can blend that one fresh, then you put it in the soup. So that while the soup is boiling, the whole thing will be in there. If you boil it first, then it means you're going to taste, it is going to taste like, you know, you will not hear the taste very much, you know. So, right now, I'll put in the tomatoes there. And so I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to cover it up. And then give it a time to boil a little bit, so that the whole thing will be soft for the blender, you know, to be able to mix it or to grind it and make it smooth. So right now everything is ready. We have everything here, and so I'm going to put the ginger, the pepper, and then the ginger and everything together in the blender. This one we should cut it a little bit so that it will not lock the blender. You know, it has been washed. Everything is ready to go. And like I said, because I want the taste to be felt in the soup, I'm not going to boil it too much. Otherwise, you cannot get the flavor of the ginger, despite the health benefits of it. You know, ginger is very good, like I said. So if you're cooking and you have a little bit of ginger, onion, and all that inside, it makes it good. You know, ANKY TV. For us, like I said, what are you using your time for? Make life meaningful and happy for you. Because life itself, God has made it so perfect. And let me tell you a secret. Do you know why I love cooking? It's not because I love food. Yes, I do. But you know, Christ, our own Jesus Christ, I love this man so much. He gave himself for us as even food, the bread and then the wine. And in the other hand, he's a man that thinks about his people. For instance, even when he was killed and he resurrected, you remember the apostles went onto the sea. And then when they were coming, he was already preparing food for them. And then he called them, my brothers, have you got anything? If not, if you have got something, bring some. I've already made fire here. And come and have breakfast. Isn't that beautiful? So, in this world that we are, Christ is a good example for us. He's a good person that we need to emulate. What is love without giving it out? You know, so all my point is not about food, but it's about preparing food and also making people happy. We will continue. And stay with me. Don't be bored with me. It is long, but you know, I'm trying to make a story so that we would all come to a compromise and we will all come to happiness. This is light soup and it goes with everything. Ghanaians know this very much, but other people do not know what we call light soup. And this is goat, fish, mackerel, tomatoes, ginger, garlic, blended together with water on it and with salt. Afterwards, it tastes so good. So stay with me. Thank you. Oh. Okay, now everything is together in the pot. So we're going to wait until the whole thing is cooked. It will not take time. For light soup, the duration, if let's say the meat that you have, normally we use like goat, like I said, and then some other, fish or turkey or something together with it. And the base of it is tomatoes and pepper. Then if you get your meat, the meat that you like, you can put in shrimp here and there. You can throw in, fresh fish. Depending on what you want to use or the taste or the appetite that you have. All depends on what you want to put in. But the base is tomatoes, and then onions, ginger, and all the goodies. And these are good stuff for your body, for your health. So, like I said, eat your food as your medicine. Don't eat medicine as food. Watch what you eat. But sometimes, you can eat some junk food, but not all the time. Take time and cook for yourself. Take time and do something for yourself. Take time and then plan how you want your life to be. Things happen. So right now we're going to blend our tomatoes and put it in it. So I'm going to take my blender, and like I said, I have the tomatoes in here just to make it soft for the blender, to be able to blend it. So I put it in here, Work and happiness. We don't want work and sadness, no. And don't wait for anybody to make you happy. You gotta be happy yourself, by doing things that you want, by doing things that you like, Normally, I would say if you're doing something for someone to be happy, even if they are not happy, you gotta be happy yourself, If somebody will not like it, no matter what you do, But my advice, ANKYTV, is do something that will make you happy. Don't go and insult anybody. You're not better than anybody because God created all of us the same. And He gave us all wisdom. And He gave us, you can control your life. He gives you a willpower. So don't listen to people so much. Otherwise, your life will not be happy. You will not be happy in life. But, don't think you're the only person on earth. But then think that you got to do something for someone to be happy. We live together. God created all of us together, so we should learn to live together. Now, you don't have to take everything for yourself. Otherwise, what would you even use it for? If you gain the whole world, and you have the whole money with yourself, what would you do? If you don't give others some, if you don't uplift some people's life, if you don't encourage others, what is your purpose on earth? So the last part of my light soup is to blend the tomatoes and put it in here and wait for it to boil, like maybe 45 minutes. And the whole thing will be ready for eating. Like I said, you can eat it with anything, with rice, with keke, with fufu, with banku. Sometimes if you have some side okra, it makes it nice, But it depends on what one's want. So this morning we are making a light soup. And this is a Bubronkosia Kofi soup. This is our kitchen, but our messages comes from when we are happy, we get a little bit of training out of it, we get a little bit of inspiration out of it. Take what you need, brother. Don't sit down and be sad. But God loves you. If today is not good, probably tomorrow will be nice. But don't wait for tomorrow to say tomorrow will be better. So you're not going to be happy today, you're going to be happy tomorrow. No. Today is probably what you have. And don't base on yesterday to spoil your today. Because it is not all the same. Time changes. There have been 6 o'clock twice. There was 6 o'clock in the morning and there will be 6 o'clock in the evening. You don't know all that will have for you. So ANKYTV, our thing is use your time judiciously. Use your time joyfully. Use your time happily. Love other people. Love is what you give out. When you keep in your love, you have done nothing, my friend. And nothing belongs to you. You should know that. Not even your body. So you should learn how to share your love. Come, let's blend this and then put it together. When we put it together, we're going to taste it. And when it tastes good, then it means we are done. See you. Let's do it. Okay. Now I got my tomatoes here. I put it on. Sometimes I whip it a little bit. And then let it go. You know, in Ghana we use, we have a pot that we have formed from rocks, then we can mash it. We don't use blender. But then, you know, hey, here in the United States, everything is electric. Everything is FPGA, you know. So now we get a blender, which is okay. Now we're going to add it to the soup, which is already on the fire boiling. Okay. Okay, now it's going to go in there straight. Great. Great. We're going to rinse it a little bit, you know, and then add it to the soup. Okay. It all depends on the quantity of soup and also the quality of it. That determines what you should put in and how you want the taste also to be. So, now everything is in here. Good. So we have our light soup. Like I said, you know, it's not too thick and it is not too thin. Now we gotta taste it, even though it is not kind of like ready. It's coming, and this will tell you whether you should add more salt or you should add something to it. Now, we shouldn't forget our dry fish or the smoked fish, the nkontowa as the Ghanaian call it. It's nkontowa because it has been curved. That is what it means by nkontowa. So now we're going to put this one in it. We didn't put it in the first time because they are very soft. Yeah, it's very fragile. So if you put it in first, before the thing boils, you know, you will lose everything. You will not get some to chop. And this is a real fish, a good one, from a river, Akosombo, from the lake Akosombo. It's a real good one. You know. So we are done with our light soup. It's all cooked and everything is ready. I mean, after, let's say, 30 minutes. So, I hope you have learned something. You have learned how to make light soup, or aponchi krakra, as we call it in Ghana. Thank you for watching. Don't be, you know, if it is long, at least it has kept you watching for some time. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye-bye.